All right, we are meeting hybrid. Is anyone? Yes, obviously someone's there. I see Karen right there. So don't even have to ask that. So since we are meeting hybrid, let's go ahead and announce the attendees or see who is. Karen Schultz.
Here.
Rachel Boyer.
Here.
Lori Fairbay, I saw.
Here.
Kate Bliss.
Here.
Pat Wheeler. Bob Blair here. Also, Chris Keefe and Victoria Flynn on hand, I see. Thank you for joining us. Shall we dive right into the juicy agenda? Review and approve minutes of the previous meeting. Anybody object to the minutes? You want seconds or half hours instead? Or
you
minutes
guys can
to-
also vote for the February minutes if you, for the, for the February
February
minutes as
when-
well.
Let's vote for all
Was
the
it,
minutes.
I'm
March.
sorry, with the March and the April minutes, I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah,
March
March.
and April.
March and April, I'm sorry, my
Yes.
bad, March and April.
Let's vote for all possible minutes so that they will be ours. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good. I'm not going to read the whole, everybody's name again. Everybody knows who they are. Fiscal updates.
All right. So part-time wages was $2,115.33. I'll just give you this.
Yep.
Expenses was $1,779.36. Donations were $98 even, and director wages were $2,580.24. And I had made a request to June to do a line item transfer from the part-time wages to expenses.
We
So
approve.
we can get funding for the grab and go, and that got approved last night. So $2,500 is gonna move over for that.
From where? Is that written?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that's where we stand
All
fiscally.
right. Tai Chi yoga, blood pressure clinics and van up there. Blood pressure clinics, I understand, are on postponement.
They're still on postponement for now. I have not heard of another nurse coming in. Tamara Bedard reached out to me. They're doing case by case work. So if there's anybody who's in need, we're just going to encourage them to reach out to me, and I can get Neshoba nursing out to help them that way. And then Tai Chi and yoga are still going strong for the most part. Our Tai Chi instructor's just been out sick the last 2 weeks, but otherwise we're usually pretty good to go.
That's not too good an advertisement for the healthful effects of Tai Chi. They're all out sick. Maybe they're just sick of doing Tai Chi. They should try some other Far Eastern exercise.
They're healing, Bob, not curative.
I see. I see.
So you're
Yeah.
weekly?
Yep, they're both still weekly at this point.
Oh,
All right. No more comments from me. I don't want to be a heel. So a van updates, our beloved van. What is it?
Yes, so
misbehaving
as
now?
of right now, the van, I believe that at the end of the month, the van is going to be out of its 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contact Wheeler's Garage and have the van go over there to see if they can replace the so mentioned sensors that we could not get replaced at Colonial Ford, and just see kind of what the cost of that would be, so we can get the van inspected and good to go
Warranty is up at the end of
this month.
March.
Yeah,
May.
'cause it's
Where are we?
May. The basic, that basic 3-year
Yeah.
warranty. I have nothing to, I have no documentation to say that we bought an extended warranty on it, nor would I think we would have, so.
No, I don't think we did. But while it's in those garages, whichever we choose, whichever will take it, we should have them look and see if it needs to have the undercoat updated or reapplied.
So it's going to Wheelers for
I'm
inspection?
gonna call them to do the maintenance on it. We've
Yeah,
taken
okay.
it to Berlin Auto before for
Yeah.
inspections, and we've had no issues, so.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And what else?
Inspection.
No, we just.
Yeah, it's all good.
So,
Okay.
Kiddo. Lori's term is up. Are you hanging in with us, Lori?
I'm hanging in there as long as you are.
My fingers are getting tired, but that's all right. Hang in there.
So select board voted to reappoint Lori for another term, so.
Excellent.
Yay.
And with respect to Wes, I understand that they have not reappointed him and therefore there's a seat open.
Correct,
Was
at
there
the
any-
end of the month.
Yeah, was there any discussion at all about creating a position called member emeritus or no?
So I've talked to Kristen about that. It's not an emeritus position. It would be ex officio. And the way that that would work is that policies and procedures from the Council on Aging would need to be brought forward and select board would have final say.
Okay,
So it's not as straightforward of you guys just create one.
nothing ever is. All right, anybody else in the COA have any feelings on that? I was just trying to maybe give him a title that he could cling to as a matter of respect or appreciation or whatever, but it sounds like it isn't just
So-
creating the name of a position.
Well, so I think the thing that you guys have to think about is, you know, we've had other past COA members and we're going to have future past COA members. So I think you guys have to think about as well is as other members in the past and or future past come to be, you know, I wouldn't suggest having something in place where you're going to have like potentially 200 ex officio members per se. So, and I think if you create this, you've got to be careful on how you word it, you know, to not play favoritism.
I don't think there's going to be a long line of people pounding at the door to remain connected. I think his was a unique situation, and I promise to fade into the dark when I'm off the board. So
Well, I
Will
think,
I will not be pounding at the door.
so something else I think too, that could be done that would avoid this kerfuffle would be, you know, if you guys wanted to, a letter could be sent to him or a card or something like that, thanking him for his time helping us and just letting him know that he's not forgotten about and we're still thinking about him. Because that may still hit the same sentiment without going through all this other policy procedure stuff.
Okay.
And that
Anybody
would
else?
be in keeping with what we've done in the past, right? What did we do for Fran? Did we give her flowers or do
I
something like
think
that?
we gave her flowers, and we also did. She was on the Powder House News as one of our feature stories,
Yes, yeah.
and the same with
She left because she moved also.
Yeah.
George. When
And
George
then-
passed away, same thing with George Pendergast.
She left.
Yeah.
The-
And
Yeah.
then when he passed, yeah.
Yeah. we did
So, I mean,
flowers,
and
yeah.
again, the only thing about the Powder House is, again, I don't want to speculate on like how much he would feel comfortable having his situation shared to the world too. So I would want to make sure that that is something he'd be comfortable with, but there's nothing to stop us from putting a blurb in the next Powder House, thanking him.
I wasn't talking about him being a story in the Powder House News. I was just saying how we'd respected people in the past.
Yeah, well, we could still say a blurb thanking him for his
Absolutely,
service on the Council on Aging.
Right.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, and sending him a card, that would be fine.
Yeah, I think
Because we
that's-
can get a card and like, if you guys all wanted to sign it, like I can make sure that you all get that opportunity.
That's nice.
And then we could do it. And then that way, I think it's more of a personal touch.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
I'm all with what Victoria says about not having to update the policy and go through all that for the select board but that, you know, we can vote on it if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, those select board people are tough. Do we know
I know,
anyone?
but
on them?
that's not what you know. You're gonna write the
Okay.
policy if that's how it goes.
You be careful what you wish for.
And it will expire upon his exit from
Departure.
Council on Aging, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We recognize you in the Powder House News.
COA events,
You've given that.
COA events.
Oh,
Berlin Senior
did you
event.
guys decide what you wanted to do with that thoughts? Or did you want to just take a,
All joking aside.
Well, we could send them a funny card and include the joking, but no, I
Okay.
think a card and everybody signing it and thanking him and a little blurb in the Powder House News. Okay, I think that sounds respectful.
Okay, so we're not gonna update the policy and go to the select board and.
What policy?
if you did the ex
Okay, yep,
officio?
got it, he's
Yeah,
laughing.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, you got it.
I'm following with you today.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. COA events and Berlin Senior events. We just had another non-blowout performance that everyone who attended it really thought was a smash is the same woman who did Abby Kelly Foster last year
Clara
we all
Barton.
know her name.
Clara Barton.
Clara Barton.
Yeah, people were saying
And
very good things about her.
Parts of it were really, really touching. She was reading Clara's letters, and in one of them, the letter was about an experience she had late at night when the battle had just occurred, blood everywhere, and a surgeon came and found her and asked if he would come with him to attend to this young soldier who had been shot in the midsection and was dying. And they knew that he wasn't going to survive, but he had been crying out incessantly for his sister, hoping that she would come and give him comfort before he died. He really wanted to see her. So Clara did go, and hearing how he was traumatized by this and so sad and pitifully calling out, she knelt down beside him and pretended she was his sister and, nestled his head and kissed him and all this stuff. And he lasted through the night. When he woke in the morning, she thought, "Oh, how's this going to work? Because he's going to wake up and it's obvious I'm not his sister." And he woke up and said, "I see you're not my sister." He said, "But I understood that she could not have made it here because she lived, many miles away." And so he went peacefully. And really touching. And the way she did that was so touching. In fact, that at least two of the members of the audience, when she went to Q&A and other discussions after the performance, spoke about that specifically and just said it took away that sort of anonymity, and you see a movie and you really don't get the sense of the pain and the suffering and everything that goes on. It's okay, now we go to the next scene and there's more people suffering, and then there's more. This was one person, you're focusing on that one person, and your understanding it was wonderful. But we only had 30 appreciative people there. We did have refreshments. It was in that room, and it was nice and breezy, and it's excellent weather, and access was good. We had signage all over the place, and I think the Neshoba Neighbors did a piece on it saying you ought to come to this because that's great. And Brenna Ewing had some happy things to say about the last performance of the woman who portrayed Clara Barton. So I actually set up 116 seats thinking, who knows, that'd be cool. But it's similar to previous ones. People don't, for a multitude of reasons, don't show up. So what I have done, and Judy Mills thought this was an excellent idea also, is I'm contacting the person in charge of, more or less in charge of, history and social studies at Berlin Memorial School, and the same at Tohoto, asking them if they'd like to partner with us in making some of these presentations, and in fact, consulting those who are teaching history and civic events, and see if they had a person or persons that they would like to see portrayed in just such a performance, and see how they tie into that. I think it would make an excellent connection. It isn't just seniors, it's seniors and the whole community. The assistant vice president of Lori is there. Hey, how are you?
Talking to you.
Good.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, go.
Where was he at that performance? Never mind. He would have enjoyed the performance, I think.
Probably the principal's office.
I go to
Giving him advice, you mean?
No, it's always in trouble.
Oh, no, perish forbid. Anyway, so I'm just seeing if we can get some connection there, because it's one thing to say, geez, you'd think the teachers would be interested in having their students have access to a performance where somebody that they're reading about in a few lines in a book comes to life. So we'll see how that goes. We could even do it so that they invited the performance over to Berlin Memorial or Tohoto, and then you're assured of at least one class, two classes, whatever, participating, as well as seniors and non-seniors from Berlin and Boylston and the world at large. Anyway, so the next performance was going to have been Berlin's Got Talent. And at our meeting this past week, we just felt we're just not ready for it. There hasn't been enough work done to set up how we recruit people, who gets recruited, when they're recruited, who is judging if there's judgment involved, and a whole raft of things. So we decided to postpone, and we did not have signs made up for that. Asabat very kindly made up a whole bunch of signs, for this performance this past weekend. Made up excellent signage, 2 banners, one of which was at the corner of Carter and Central, and one of which was down at the South Berlin Rotary, and they're actually big enough so you can see them when you drive by, and it had a really nice picture of Clara Barton. And then we had some smaller ones that were 2 by 3 and sort of hardboard, and I made up these brackets so you can place the bracket, and they have Velcro on them. We can Velcro on Clara Barton. The next performance would have been Berlin's Got Talent. We get another set of these things made by Asabat, take the next one, Velcro the back on the same holder. We don't have to keep fritzing around with all sorts of goofy signs set up. And then the last one would be the Honky Tonk Piano Man that's coming up. And Asabat will be asked to make up banners and big posters and 8.5 by 11s in full color, all the information. And I think they're eye-catching. I don't know if they're audience-catching, but tough toenails if people don't show up, because Landgren does a heck of a performance. It's really toe-tapping for everybody. So that's that on that, and possibly in the future, we can, as I'm mentioning, include in our repertoire something that draws in students and involves cooperation with the schools, because we need something. I mean, the 30-person audience is kind of lame for a program that was this good, even though everybody had a great time. They all enjoyed it, thought it was excellent. And they ate up at least half of the goodies that were laid out. Other COA events?
Did Berlin Seniors talk about the sign funding? Like, did you guys want COA to pay for
We
it?
did. We wanted to ask if COA would fund. It's like $200 every time you have this done, and Asabat does a bang up job of it.
Oh, so it's $200 for those,
For
for
the
Aspect to
signs.
do them?
Mhm. So I would have to contact Asabat because we need to get a W-9 on record for accounting for any check to go out.
Okay.
So as long as I can get a W-9, the vote is yours to do. That's fine. But if I don't get a W-9, we can't do anything.
Okay. We could have a bake sale. We could use the leftover goodies from the Clara Barton. No, probably not.
Oh, nice.
So can we have a motion to approve the expenditure of $200 for signage for the Honky Tonk Piano Man concert, subject to approval from Asabat yielding information, so Victoria can put together a W-9.
Approved.
Why? Say what?
I'll approve.
Great. Do we hear a second?
I'll second.
All right. Can we have a vote? Karen Schultz,
Yes.
Rachel Boyer,
Yes.
Laurie Fairbay,
Yes.
Kate Bliss,
Yes.
Bob Blair, yes. Okay, unanimously. It's great. What's involved in getting the W-9? Do you need help with that, or?
I have to contact them and they just have to send it to me either by email or mail or something. So once I get that in, we can do a bill schedule, get that out, and they can receive their check.
Okay, I think at the last meeting, in fact, having read the minutes, which were excellently prepared and for which we're all extremely grateful, there was a mention made that there were leftover funds, and we were wondering about possible ways to spend it other than on ourselves at a cookout. And so one of the things suggested was an ice cream social or something else, grab and go.
Right, so we talked about a grab and go. I did talk to Chef du Jour. They have availability on June 14th. And I did get a rough invoice just per person. I think it might be the way to go. I think it's gonna be the easiest way to go. And that was part of the reason why the funds got transferred over, was to cover the cost of said grab and go. But what we can do is, I had talked to Chef du Jour about having just a rough menu. So I will just show you guys this. Hold on just a sec. Just so you can see what we're looking at here.
We're going to hand out little flags as well, because it is Flag Day.
Is it? Oh,
Yes, June
Yes.
14th. We got a busy day, June 14th. So my suggestion to them was just to have something like a chicken broccoli bow tie salad, and then a
Focus
big-
that or enlarge it a little. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Still isn't focused, but it is enlarged. Okay.
Large, it's
So,
not focused.
Yeah, so as of right now, the chicken broccoli option would be $10 a person, with the baked scrod being 16. We usually get a lot of requests for the fish, which is why I thought it would be a good idea. And I think like a lot of the options that they have, they're just really heavy meals.
Not
And
for
now it's
summer.
June. It's like, I don't, not too many people want like a,
That
you
looks
know,
good.
like a meatloaf or anything like that in summer. So
No, is there a vegetarian one too usually, or how do we do that?
I think for this one, like the vegetarians, like I think are very kind of, like we do get like some people who request it, but I think like a lot of times if they don't like the one option that's otherwise, then they're like, yeah, I'll take that one. So
Oh, okay.
For this
So
one, like-
seriously, just this weekend.
yeah. And it's easier when we limit it down to 2 options, because they can prep, they can get it going, and we can get it out the door. Toot sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were saying we
Wonder if
don't
they-
have any real strict vegetarians, so, yeah.
If for any reason somebody called and told me that they were a vegetarian, I can ask them, like, can we have like maybe like 1 or 2
One or
lasagnas or
two,
something
yeah.
like
Oh,
that,
I was just
right?
gonna say, just leave the chicken out.
Yeah, that's
We could do
fair.
like
Broccoli
yeah, we
bow
could do like
ties.
we could do like a pasta,
Yeah.
like a pasta primavera or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
so we can ask.
That sounds great.
Looks good.
So are vegetarians people who chicken out? How does that work?
Oh boy,
Is there any way we can talk them into doing desserts that kind of reflect Flag Day?
I can ask. I don't know what they're. Usually they do either like a pie or something like that, just to because it travels better than like ice cream or something like that. So.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
wouldn't-
Did you have something in mind, Bob?
No,
I
or
think
like
of,
a cup, like
Jell-O.
like a cupcake that's decorated in red, white, and blue, or
Couldn't we decorate?
something.
I can ask. I mean, it may even be something like I could even ask for like, I don't know, like strawberry pie or like blueberry pie or something like
Yeah.
that too. We could do like that kind of theme.
Or mixed berry pie.
Mixed berry pie. I can ask.
You get a little flag and stick it in
Is
it.
white.
Little flag, yeah.
Ah,
There you go.
White, the strawberries, the blueberries, they.
Yeah, I can see if we've got little flaggy toothpicks,
That's what I was
maybe an
thinking.
additional cost, but I can ask.
I don't know how those are gonna go into a bag, like we hand them out. You're gonna have the flagpole sticking through the bag.
Like the little toothpick.
No, like little
wise.
The
toothpicks.
little ones.
Like the baby
Wise.
toothpicks, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's-
You can draw
Sounds
flag-
interesting.
Flag stickers on the bags.
So that's it later in the afternoon. Earlier in the day, about 1 o'clock, we're having one of the gentlemen from the Worcester County Sheriff's Office come down
Oh,
to the
sweet.
training room here to do a presentation on fraud. We've been getting, police also have been getting an increase of calls regarding fraud, and basically, as people know, predatory calls are in the rise, cybercrime is on the rise. So that's part of what we wanted to start off with, is to get that information out to the public. So I'm going to start blasting that pretty soon.
You say that's at 1 o'clock?
Yes. And then that's going to be a hybrid version too. We're going to have a Zoom link
Oh,
and it in
nice. Okay.
person, just so we can hit all audiences. Vitra Healthcare, we got that pushed back just to June 1st. That is a healthcare organization that does work with people who have Medicare and Medicaid for home care services. And then I believe Honky Tonk is coming up on the 24th, as Bob said. And that's pretty much what we're looking at for the the rest of the fiscal year.
I think you could tie the fraud presentation and the evening meal together if you had baked fraud instead of baked scrod.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
It would only come to me, I'm sorry.
As a new low, Bob.
I know, it's pretty sad.
Okay.
Powder House News. Do we have the cotton picking bio and photo for the two elusive town employees? The new
I am working on it.
ladder truck driver and the guy
I'm
in
working on it.
accounting.
Relaxed. And then we also have Victoria Doobie as well. She's our new library director. So
Oh,
we've
yes.
now got a third member who's new to
Why
the.
don't we get hers
I'm on it.
as insurance in case somebody bags out again?
What's
I
her
know.
name?
Her name is Victoria as well.
Oh,
So
okay, Victoria.
I'm now, it's now even more confusing here, so it's okay.
It's Victoria with a Y. though.
Why?
What's her last name?
Doobie, D-U-B-E,
E?
Victoria
Very
with a
sweet.
Y?
R-Y-A, yeah.
Oh, how do you spell?
So this is a Y.
Wow. Never heard of that. That's original.
Y-A. Yep.
Y-A. I'm sorry.
Y-A, yep. And also there will be an article about,
The other two people you doing?
The treasurer and Chief McQuillan, the fire chief.
Oh, okay.
and there'll also be an article about Judy Christensen.
Yes.
I
That's it.
have, I did warn Kelly and Jill that they would likely be called by Lori to do have mom be history maker, and they were all for it. So they've got oodles of stories.
I
We
bet.
Called by Bob.
Oh, call by mom. Okay, fair enough.
What? Said what? Um. So anybody have some other ideas? Let's see. Yeah, the 5 Ws. One that we had passed up or didn't have time to get together was one on storms that have hit Berlin in the past. We did the shoe factory the last time. Laurie, your bearded partner there gave us a whole list of interesting topics we might pounce on.
Yeah, he did.
And then he
Um,
disappeared into whiskers, and we don't know where he is anymore.
I know we had talked about too, just trying to get a schedule going of the farms in
Yes,
town
yeah.
and just making sure that we had like a, like what seasons they do and what they sell per season and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
that'd
have
be
I have a bunch of stuff to write up as well. So I'll make sure Lori gets that toot sweet as well.
Good-o, good-o. And the Laurie, what deadline do you need for submissions?
Well, we need to get it to print by at the beginning of the last week of the month, because they
Yeah.
usually take a couple days, so.
I usually tell people like the Wednesday, like because we can get it to them by Monday and they print it pretty quickly. So I would tell like everybody June 21st. Because I think that Lori, that would give you, as long as you had, and I'll give you stuff in as I get it, so. But I can make that the cutoff date.
Does that sound like it would work, Laurie?
21st. Yep, that's fine.
Okay,
Yep.
Okey-doke.
good.
And we still have recipes we can use.
Mhm.
We have some up there?
Oh, I'm sure.
Good. Berlin History Maker, yes, we already said that, Judy.
That may be a little bit-
And the, sounds like the grab and go will scarf up most of our remaining funds.
Correct. We had, so with the transfer over, that money I'm designating solely for grab and go, we had less than 2,000 left in expenses. So between all the other invoices, we're gonna be close. I think we should still be okay, but we're just gonna be close.
Okay. And what's gone, speaking of Powder House News, what's gone on about publishing costs? Oh, and also about mailing costs. Has any of those stabilized and at a lower rate than we got charged?
So the mailing costs, yes, were cheaper. However, July 1st, the rates go back up again. So we're gonna be having to see what happens during the summer issue. We'll have to see how that goes. But yes, the mailing costs have gone down. We had a slight increase for this round of Powder House only because now we had to do triple seals for all the newspapers that are being mailed out, because that's what the post office is requiring. So yeah.
So
Wow.
the mailing cost was down last
Mhm.
time.
I actually like the seals that they put on. You can peel them off without it ripping the page.
Yeah,
That's
they,
feeling,
and apparently according to the Joes, that they have a machine, they just load them up and
Come on.
they're done. Like
Oh.
I,
Bippity
Excellent.
boppity boom.
that's right.
Sure
And
beats.
we've had no issues. I mean, they've been so good to us. I mean, by the time I submit them, I mean, they're done printing within 48 hours. It's so easy. Then I just meet Joe at the post office and we're good to go.
Nice. So the amount that came down from what they had been charging us was significant, wasn't it?
It's about $120.
Wow.
But
Of a
like I
total
said-
of how, out of a total of how much on the previous?
So we are just under 200 for postage right now, and before we were at about 360-ish, 370-ish. So, yeah. And like
Wow.
I said, we'll just have to see what the new rates are come July 1st, because your guess is as good as mine.
How many times did we pay that 360?
I'd say either 3 or 4 times.
And the thinking is that that was the wrong rate somehow. I mean, what was it before it went to 360?
Well, back when I started, it was about 170, and it was that for a while.
Yeah,
Then when we got a new postmaster and a new clerk who's trained in this, it started slowly going into the 200s, and then we hit 300 and then to this.
oh, I
Because
thought you said it was
each-
360.
Right, because, and then also too, with each postage change that USPS did, that bumped up the price. Because we've had a few of those already in the last few years,
Wow.
so
It just seems like from 200 to 360 is one
I know.
amazingly huge leap. in
It was,
printing
yeah, it was
cost.
about, I think it
I
was
mean, public-
250. I think it was, when we started, like I said, it was about 170, then I got between 2 and 230, I want to say. And then we got up again to just under 300. And then we got into the 360-ish range.
Well, that's, yeah, so from what it was previously up to what it became under this trained clerk, it more than doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with this picture.
So, like I said, it's working where Clinton Offset is picking up the postage, and then we're just
Yeah.
adding the bill. It's working. I'm not gonna futz with it. So this point, I'm good with it. Because it's saving us money and it's not an inconvenience on their side. So,
Yeah.
so we'll take it.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have any other information, any questions, any activities you'd like to see us do?
End of fiscal year is June 30th, so that is rapidly approaching. I don't know if there's anything that you guys, I need a couple supplies for the van, but beyond that, I didn't know if there was anything that you guys
Like sensors?
needed. Beyond that, if there was anything that you guys need for before the end of fiscal year, I'm gonna try to get us down to expenses as close as I can to 0. So I don't like giving money back, so I can avoid it.
Do we need anything that would ease the process of doing the Meals on Wheels? That's self. By the way, today that we had extra stuff again, but I'm not even reporting that stuff anymore, just so they don't short me. Keep my mouth shut. if they
We
give
can
us
always
extra.
keep the extras down here if we needed to, so just keep that.
Well, yeah,
the
but you're not
biggest-
gonna keep extra hots. They just
Oh,
go
yeah.
to pot.
Oh, you know, that's gross.
And the other bags are bread and, the only thing you could actually keep is the frozens, and we have a few there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is what it is, but I'm thinking on the grab and go meals, is there any cart or anything that would make that flow more efficiently?
I can research. I can research and see.
If we decided to, there is that place in Devon's that has institutional supplies, office and otherwise, who might
Yeah,
have stuff on hand.
they do a lot of furniture.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna need anything as of right now. But
You don't want a bigger executive desk you can put your feet up on, or no?
I can't get out of the door if I do that, so that would not work.
Your closet?
You Get a shorter executive desk. Put
Let
your
me
feet
know
up
if
in
you
the bottom
decide to
drawer.
go. We'll have a road trip.
Sounds good. Yeah, I
Oh,
think,
Didn't you need additional shelving for your office?
I can ask Fred, because I have the brackets already in, so I just have to ask Fred, but that's not urgent.
So you mean you just need boards to go on?
There's like brackets themselves and then the boards, and I think Fred has it, but he's too big. I'm not sweating it as of right now.
I know, but I'm just saying, if it's something simple. you
Yeah.
know, Somebody on the board might be willing and able to help with that.
Well, I appreciate it.
Okay, any other new, old, in between?
Just to give you all a heads up, there is a program that EOEA is sponsoring. It's called the Digital Literacy Grant for older adults. What they want to do is they want to enhance digital literacy for adults, meaning that they wanted adults being more comfortable going online, feeling that they can be safe, and being able to use like social media platforms as well as any kind of healthcare platforms and things of that nature. So I have been working on the grant application, and Kristen and I submitted it yesterday. They are giving preference to gateway communities and rural communities. So Berlin is a rural community, thankfully. We should hear back sometime by end July. And if we do get the money, I think we're getting it sometime in August. So that'll become my new pet project if we do get the funds for it. So we'd be
Well, this-
purchasing stuff and getting people trained and everything that way.
So the stuff that is being purchased is to present classes at this office that you're in, or?
Yep, we're working on that. So they are encouraging one-on-one sessions when possible, to people's homes if possible. But what we're going to do is I had to give proposals for both classes in person, like in a group setting, as well as one-on-ones in somebody's home.
Yeah, one-on-ones really help with some people because they just feel overwhelmed by it all.
So the thought is that we can encourage people to take a class first, and then if they're still feeling overwhelmed, we can have them do a one-on-one. That's the goal.
And what's the name of the program?
It's the Enhancing Digital Literacy for Older Adults.
Oh, I got one.
Good job.
Miss
So-
Nancy.
So yes, so we will see what happens with that one. And then,
For older adults.
correct. And then I am halfway through Shine training at this
Ooh.
point, so I should be shined out hopefully by mid-June. So yeah, so come the fall, I should be good to go when open enrollment hits.
So you feel brighter after Shine training.
Correct.
That's good.
Yep, I'm all
Oh,
shiny.
she will be brighter.
So. Yeah, so
I may have to ask you questions on that.
it's all good. So.
Yeah, a lot of
It
people.
could not be
have
more
that.
complicated if they tried. So.
Yeah.
Get back on my questions.
Chris, do you have anything from the select board that you want to drop on us or suggest to us or ask us about?
Well, I just wanted to let Karen know that we did the Mabel Felton Marble Scholarships last night, and want to congratulate your daughter.
Oh, did she get one?
She got one. There were 3 applicants, and 2 of them were down on Brigham.
Wow.
So I feel like my neighborhood won last night.
Who was the other one?
Mia?
Oh, yes. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then there was a third one, and I didn't know the name, but
Oh.
yeah. So look forward to getting that scholarship.
Oh, that's what I can't wait to tell her. She'll be so excited.
Yeah, they may be giving them at graduation, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Handing them out. I'm not sure. So either that or you'll get something probably in the mail.
Okay, yeah, because Morgan and me are both at different schools, and I don't know who the third person is. So
Yeah.
So this is a full ride to
Actually, it's a scholarship that Mabel Felton Marble's relatives kindly have been giving about $3,000 each year for the scholarships. So depending on, the way we usually do it is depending on how many applicants they are, we split it. So there were 3. So each student will get $1,000.
It was only 3 applicants?
Wow.
I know.
This doesn't, yeah,
It's such an easy scholarship too, and it's just for females.
yes, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, we read through the whole
Oh.
thing. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
thank
there
you.
was. I hope you. I hope she applied for the Reed Tyler too. That's through. Oh no! Well, yeah, you
She
may.
didn't qualify. There was one, yeah, she didn't qualify for that one.
She didn't. Oh, because
I
I
think
thought that I thought it had to be. It could be anyone.
I thought you had to, is that there was one,
Oh,
that-
maybe it was just Berlin schools or something.
it was Tohoto or Assabet with a, correct, that's how I read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm, I was really happy. I wanted to let you know.
Thank you. I was gonna try and listen in last night because I knew I saw it on your agenda and I just didn't have a chance to.
Yeah.
Clearly my husband didn't either because he never said anything, so.
If you want a corresponding silly, the Lions Club offers scholarships to Berlin seniors every year for either college or advanced vocational training. Didn't get a single applicant this year, not one.
I don't understand.
And
Yeah.
it's $1,000 scholarship. Last year we
Wow.
actually gave out 2.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, okay. Guess people are doing better than we thought.
Maybe, or I don't know.
Maybe they just don't know about them.
It's all over the place. I keep seeing all of that advertised. It's in, all you have to do, it's on the school website. It's people putting it on Facebook. The deadlines were all posted.
Mhm.
So.
Huh.
I
Yeah.
just-
Yeah, but yeah.
I think the thinking was,
It adds up. It adds up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
heads
think a
up
lot of
to
people-
all of you who have future.
Yes, noted.
Yes, Kate, take that.
All right, what
That's
are they
good.
now?
Yeah.
okay, guys, any other info, activity, questions? Entertain a motion to next meeting.
All hands on
is-
board, June 14th for grab and go, June 11th?
Yeah.
No, June 14th.
June 14th.
Is that at the fire station again?
Here, just in the
Oh,
COA.
that's right. Yeah.
Seriously.
Virtually at the fire station, just down the hill.
You-
Next meeting, Tuesday, June 27th at 4 PM
At the beach?
at the beach, right? Over on the
Barbecue at your
reservoir over
house?
there.
Well, you mentioned beach. Did we take July off last year?
You guys voted to amend for the summer, so we would
Yeah.
skip July and August. So this will be the last meeting till September.
Oh, okay. Are we gonna continue with that? We
You
voted to
for
do
it,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
So we can vote on June 27th.
No, we don't have to vote again.
We don't.
Unless you want to bring it back. We voted to have July and August off
Going forward.
going, yeah. You don't
Okay.
remember. You look.
There
Are
are a
we,
lot of things I don't remember,
okay.
Joan.
Victoria just reminded us, and I do recall that. But thank you for bringing that up, Kate.
Yeah, all
Um,
right.
So June
So that's the next-
27th, 4 PM. Okay.
Same time, same place, different date. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second it.
All in favor, he said, making sure that he had the names in front of his face while the 2 pages stuck together and made that impossible. Karen Schultz,
Aye.
Rachel Boyer,
Aye.
Lori Fairby,
Aye.
Kate Bliss,
Aye.
Bob Lair, aye.